Have you ever stopped to ponder the power of words, how these seemingly abstract symbols strung together have the ability to shape our thoughts, emotions, and even our understanding of reality itself? We use words to describe the world around us, from the tangible objects we encounter daily to the complex emotions we feel deep within. But what is the true nature of this relationship between language and the world? Does language merely mirror reality, reflecting it back to us in a neat and orderly fashion? Or does it perhaps play a more active role, shaping and molding our very perception of what is real? This question, my friends, lies at the heart of a philosophical debate that has raged for centuries. The debate between realism and nominalism. Realism, in its purest form, posits that our words correspond to real existing entities in the world. These entities exist independently of our minds, and our language simply provides labels for them. Nominalism, on the other hand, offers a more radical proposition. It suggests that these universal entities, these grand abstractions, are nothing more than constructs of our minds. They exist solely in the realm of language, tools we've created to organize and make sense of the chaotic flux of experience. Think of it this way. When we see a tree, we don't just see a singular, unique entity. We see it as a representative of a larger category, a tree among many other trees. We group similar objects and experiences together under these linguistic umbrellas, these convenient labels that allow us to navigate the world with a semblance of order. But nominalism asks us to consider, do these categories, these universals as they're often called, truly exist outside of our own minds? Or are they simply useful fictions, mental shortcuts we've developed to simplify a complex reality? This debate might seem like an esoteric philosophical squabble, best left to academics in ivory towers, but I assure you, it has profound implications for how we understand ourselves, our relationship to the world, and even the very nature of knowledge itself. And in our age of artificial intelligence, where machines are being trained on massive datasets of human language, understanding nominalism takes on a whole new urgency. Let's delve deeper into the fascinating world of nominalism, shall we? Imagine, if you will, the world as a vast, swirling sea of individual, unique entities. Each grain of sand on the beach, each snowflake falling from the sky, each star blazing in the cosmos, all distinct and separate. Now imagine trying to make sense of this chaotic symphony of existence without the aid of language, without the ability to group, categorize, and label. It would be overwhelming, wouldn't it? Nominalism at its core suggests that this is precisely the situation we find ourselves in. There are no pre-existing categories, no inherent order to the universe beyond what we as humans impose upon it through our language. Those categories, those seemingly objective classifications we use to understand the world, are nothing more than useful fictions, mental constructs that help us navigate the chaos. Think about it. What is a tree, really? Is there some platonic ideal of treeness floating out there in the ether, a perfect template against which we judge all earthly trees? Or is a tree simply a label we apply to a collection of individual entities that share certain characteristics, a trunk, branches, leaves, characteristics that we as humans have deemed significant enough to group together? Nominalism argues for the latter. It suggests that the world is a collection of particulars, and our language is the tool we use to create order out of this chaotic multiplicity. We group similar particulars together based on our own subjective criteria, and we give those groupings names: tree, dog, chair, justice, love. These words are not reflections of some pre-existing order in the universe, but rather creations of our own minds, tools we've developed to make sense of our experiences. Now, you might be thinking, but surely some categories are more objective than others. A tree is a tree, regardless of what language you speak, right? And you'd be right to a certain extent. Different cultures may have slightly different ways of categorizing the world around them. But the fundamental principle remains the same. Our categories are not inherent to the universe. They are human constructs, shaped by our language, our culture, and our unique perspectives. Let's zoom in on the English language, shall we? It's a fascinating beast, full of quirks and idiosyncrasies that reflect its nominalist underpinnings. One such quirk, a process linguists call hypostatic abstraction, reveals how we use language to create the illusion of concrete entities out of thin air. Think about words like freedom, justice, or beauty. These words represent abstract concepts, ideas that don't have a physical form in the world, and yet we talk about them as if they are tangible things. We fight for freedom, we demand justice, we are moved by beauty. Hypostatic abstraction is the process by which we transform these abstract concepts into seemingly concrete entities through the very act of naming them. We take an adjective like free and turn it into a noun, freedom. We take a verb like to justify and transform it into an abstract noun, justice. In doing so, we give these concepts a weight, a solidity that belies their abstract origins. We create the illusion that these concepts exist independently of our minds, as if they are things we can possess, interact with, even fight for. This process is everywhere in the English language. We talk about having thoughts as if they are objects we can hold in our hands. We speak of time as if it's a river flowing from the past to the future. We discuss information as if it's a commodity that can be bought and sold. Hypostatic abstraction is the engine that drives this linguistic alchemy, transforming the abstract into the seemingly concrete, the ephemeral into the seemingly real. Let's delve into the logic of Charles Sanders Peirce, a philosopher whose insights illuminate our abstract linguistic creations. Peirce distinguished between two types of abstraction, hypostatic and precisive. Hypostatic abstraction creates concrete entities from abstract concepts. Precisive abstraction isolates certain features of an object or concept while ignoring others. For example, thinking about the shape of an apple without considering its color, texture, or taste is precisive abstraction. This distinction is crucial for understanding the layers of reality we construct through language. Hypostatic abstraction turns qualities and actions into things, giving them a false sense of concreteness. Precisive abstraction allows us to analyze complex phenomena by focusing on specific aspects. Why does this matter in our modern world? With the rise of generative AI, hypostatic abstraction takes on new significance. AI systems generate content by transforming abstract concepts into tangible entities, mirroring our language. This can lead to misleading representations if we are not aware of the underlying abstractions. By understanding hypostatic and precisive abstraction, we can navigate the interplay between language, thought, and reality. We can question the assumptions our linguistic constructions impose and seek a deeper understanding of the world. In doing so, we can harness the power of language and AI responsibly, ensuring our abstractions illuminate rather than obscure truths. As we build our castles in the clouds, let's question the foundations upon which they stand. Strive for clarity and precision in our abstractions, recognizing the dance between the abstract and the concrete. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the labyrinth of language and abstraction. Until next time, stay curious and keep questioning.